Hey everybody, Scott here with another status of the cinema. Just did the latest box officer for the June 26th weekend. Going to edit that and throw it up shortly. I did want to mention very briefly that the next three box officers will not be up on the usual Sunday afternoons, as I'm going to be out visiting family for the next 3 weekends. I'm going to be going out Thursday night, back Sunday on Canada Day weekend, so that's next weekend. Then I'll be working for a week and then flying out Saturday morning that weekend to visit family, be there all week, and then back that weekend, Sunday night. So the next 3 weekends will not have videos proper on those times. I do plan to do a follow-up look at things once I get back. I will also, of course, be following it anyway where I'm going to be, but I'm not going to have my full data and video stuff, so it's not going to be in the usual format. As I mentioned on the box officer, though, when that comes up, do take a look at the Facebook page, Guilty Pleasure Cinema. I'm going to be posting information in little bits there, following it, being like, oh man, look at this is how it did, this is how that did, that kind of thing. And Twitter also, Cyclops Scott, and of course that's where this channel is, Cyclops Scott on YouTube. So like and follow on those as well, and you'll be up to date. And then when the eventual videos come out, you'll see that stuff too for the GPC box officer videos proper. That said, I put up something else on Facebook. And I know some follow here, some follow there, so I want to make sure this goes here too. I did post something talking about how there was no Turtles episode. I posted how there's no Independence Day episode, and how there's not going to be a Ghostbusters episode for the GPC. And those were three that I really had planned to do, either Turtles 2 or the remade Turtles. Independence Day, obviously. If you're doing Guilty Pleasures, you kind of have to look at that. And then the original Ghostbusters. And I was considering Ghostbusters 2, but that's a Christmas movie if there ever was one, so that's a one to save for that. I posted the fact I didn't do those and it felt weird, because it's been over a month now since the last episode, 103, with Batman, the whole Batman, Superman Returns, Man of Steel trilogy thing I did. And this is the longest gap between episodes since the hiatus from last summer, around this time, up to the fall and Halloween. Now, it's a bit of a thing where I'm feeling like, do I keep doing this story the same way? Because people want to hear me talk about movies, obviously, and get opinions. I'm not presuming that you're all here just for that, because some people like the story. John Rhodes, good friend, as absolutely said, keep going with the story. But I always feel like, is the story getting in the way? And this video is almost identical to one that I saw Spoonie do from Spoonie Experiment, where he was trying to do reviews of games and talked about how he felt a little awkward, where he was like, where's the story go, though? Then realized, am I telling a narrative story or reviewing a game? And the narrative story was getting in the way of reviewing the game. Can't have that. And I don't feel the same way about that, because I know exactly where I want the story to go. I know exactly what I want to do with it. So that's no problem. But it's a matter of doing it, and is it worth doing it because there's so little from it? And I look at something like what Chris Stuckman does on his reviews, and I really like his as well. He's got a really great, concise way to look at things and properly break things down that I really aspire toward. I find I do more of a Cinema Snob lengthy discussion, or a Lindsay Ellis, this former nostalgia chick now doing loose cannon, type of full-on breakdown. And that's too much for me. I feel like I want to have it more refined, but I elaborate, as you can probably tell already from the way this is going. So it's not the end, but it might be the end of the story, and I definitely have a good point for that for the 5th anniversary if I do go that route. And I already am thinking of ideas for searching for the reviews. Well, am I searching for the ones that are missing now? Once again, like Ghostbusters, Turtles, and Independence Day. Those ones will absolutely happen. And the more I look at the ones I want to do leading up to that anniversary, like if I do finish it and don't do any more story-based ones, so many are like, well, gotta do this one, gotta do that one. Yeah, Van Helsing's in there, don't worry. That's when I'm like, oh, I gotta do that. There's The Losers, which I kind of really want to do, considering all the team stuff, Suicide Squad. So there's that one. Turtles 3, definitely deserves to be looked at for what it is in its insane, crazy existence. All these different ones are there. And of course, Predator 2 is a main one that I've always wanted to look at, but kind of had that banked. And I always have in my mind what the final episode would be, but that's not the one I want for the 5th anniversary. And of course, in all that, Pacific Rim, schedule-wise, threw everything off, and that one was one I wanted to do, but that could be its own thing. And then I started thinking, well, more, do I do them as more event-type things? And that's kind of what Angry Video Game Nerd's doing with one a month. But it does something special kind of for each one. And that's what I want to do in the way of the Batman, Superman stuff I already did, where it's their own kind of crazy thing. Where if I do look at Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, it's Scott's Guide, and I have a zombie thing going on. If I do From Dusk Till Dawn, there's vampires. I want to do stuff like that, and that's the other main one that is like, oh, I gotta do it. And the Underworld sequels, for crying out loud. There's more movies I want to do in that. So the idea of it would almost be a way like Angry Joe, where he has little skits bookending the review. But I know from watching those with my friends, it's like, no, get the skit out of there, talk about the game or the movie. And that's the key thing that they want out of it. And that's what I want to do. I want to tell the story stuff, but I also want to do that stuff. And it's a fine line, because I'm not just a reviewer. I mean, I am, but I never give scores. And I do have a review scale with a 1 through 10 on it, based on how much you want it. I recommend you see it. That's only been coming up from a couple of years of Hyperbowls. So I do have all this stuff in mind, but is it worth it? And oh yeah, I've not even mentioned the movie. And another series I came up with that I've kind of been playing with that keeps getting new additions, but it's very limited, so it'd be like a one-off thing for each one. It wouldn't be like a regular ongoing, but it would be as the ideas come. So yeah, it's I don't know where to go with it. And that's why there's not been one for GPC for a bit, and all you've had is Box Officer and Hyperbowl. And yeah, there's no Independence Day Hyperbowl. Probably going Tuesday night, because I got to do some errands anyway, so I'm probably going to go then. And take care of that then. Might do the errands tomorrow, I don't know. I was going to go today, but weather's been nuts here in Thunder Bay, so I don't know. Yeah. So any comments, any ideas, any suggestions, please put them down below, guys, as always. It's just full disclosure to see guys talk about their YouTube channels like, I've been doing it for 8 months and I'm at 10,000 subscribers. I'm like, oh. Not, I mean, yeah, am I fully promoting it and getting out there and shaking hands and kissing babies? No. So there is that. Am I at VidCon or MagFest? No. Am I at Fan Expo? No. It's every comic book day. I'll be at ThunderCon here. But I just want to do what I do. And I'm not that great at the networking side of things, so maybe that's that. And yet I fall into things like with John and Thrand and all these guys doing awesome stuff, and Rangoon, and I don't know. So that's where it feels like I've been doing this for almost 5 years and don't have much to show for it. But again, I didn't start it on YouTube. It was on Blip, and I am starting over. There is that to keep in mind, but it's still frustrating and painful. So, yeah. But I'm not as dejected about it as I was in the last status one, probably. Because I really want to focus on making this thing work and getting the right way to do it. And I don't know. I have the drive to do them, but I want to make them worthwhile, and I want people to actually see it. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see where that goes. We'll see what that is. I don't know. Any comments, like I said, please fire them off. Let me know. Facebook, Guilty Pleasure Cinema. Here on YouTube, Cyclops Scott. Same on Twitter. Or just email me. It's scott@guiltypleasurecinema.com. And I kind of mumbled that one out, but I don't care. Yeah, so please let me know. Let's see where we can go with this. What your ideas are, any suggestions. Not for movies to do. Trust me, I have those. But how much focus should there be on the story stuff? Or should they be their own thing kind of along with? Like there's the review video and then also the spin-off story video. I know Linkara did some of those for Atop the Fourth Wall. Maybe go that route. I don't know. But I don't want every review to be 40, 50 minutes. Even though I have no problem with that. It gets long, I understand that. So there you go. That's our status update. Again, no box officers on the Sundays for the next 3 weekends. Today is coming, but the next 3 after that, I'll be out, and keep an eye on the Facebook for that. And yeah, I mean, to put things in perspective, I am fully planning on shooting stuff while I'm visiting family, like I did last year. So, I mean, it's still happening. The 5th anniversary, 100%, is going to be a thing. And Halloween, I have plans for to tie in with that, and some other ones here and there. But the 6 movies for which months? I don't know. Depends on the angle I have for it. So, we'll see. We'll see from there. And I think that might be the best way to do it. Instead of trying to find a movie for every other week, it should really be a case of, I have something to say, come see. And I can do that for more than his guilty pleasures, really. GPC might end up being the overall brand on top of it. And I end up just talking about all the movies. Maybe? Maybe? Let me know. See where we can go from there. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get these both uploaded. And Hyperbowl for Independence Day should be coming soon. I might even hold off until I'm visiting family for that, honestly, when I see it. But Box Officer is coming up shortly. Keep an eye out for that. One last thing, triskadekaphiles.com, also on Facebook. It's a weird way to spell it. It's also on YouTube, but it did just celebrate its 200th episode. I hit 100 back in February. Jason, my best friend, just hit 200. So check that one out. And obviously read his other 199 reviews, plus his random things on TV shows and other movies he's watching, not part of Trisk. It's really good to see him just powering through some rough stuff and making this thing happen. And it's inspiring to me as well to see what he can do with this and make it work. So if you've ever seen Cthulian on the episodes, that's him. So yeah. Check that out as well. If you do anything of all this stuff, go check out Jason's stuff. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.